Hi YouTube. I'm here munching on galletas Maria. This is very Latino food. Actually, it's from Spain, and they are as old as Methuselah. Here you have this company Goya, which is Puerto Rican. I told you it's a privately family owned. I wish I could put money in it, but it's privately owned. And the Mexican ones are called Gamesa. Gamesa, Gamesa. They make the same kind of cookies because this is probably 200, 300 years old that there is no right anymore. Anybody can make it and anybody call it Maria as long as they are round, either vanilla or chocolate. The only thing they count is you manufacture. But the name Maria, Cookies Maria or Galleta Maria is already public domain. Okay. And different companies sells in different sizes. Gamesa sells the box 19.7 inches for $2.93. Amazon. And the okay, this one, what's this? Oh, Bauducco. And Bauducco I think is Italian. Bauducco, Bauducco. Sells a roll. It doesn't tell you how many cookies are in each package. It's a little bit long, probably twice as long as these. These are produced and boarded in the supermarket that start with a K, nationwide, and it was 75 cents, 78 cents, something like that. This is a nice snack with coffee or chocolate at nighttime. So let's talk a little bit about geopolitics, because I have one of my subscribers, I believe he's a subscriber, a member, that exposed or was kind enough to write in the remarks section a problem that quite a few U.S. citizens have, especially senior citizens, that the small Social Security retirement is not enough to live in the USA. And this is true. I told you that I'm a retired teacher, college professor. So my retirement comes to the great state of Texas, which is comfortable. I don't have to worry about anything. But there are some people that never cared to go to college, never cared to get a higher education and work all their life in very low paid jobs. And by the time you reach retirement age, what you have accumulated in your Social Security is peanuts, point blank. And that's a problem. But it's not a problem of the system, it's a problem of each person that never thought that they'd be old enough that they could get Social Security. And they have no choice. They either live with the family or they are, what can I say, what is that type of housing that you were talking that you pay?
Subsidized housing.
Subsidized housing, which is not a good place to be living. It's a very small place. So basically what I want to talk is, you have to make your own decision. And he basically stated that he doesn't care about the New World Order because he doesn't make any money to do anything. He cannot move outside the U.S. It's very little that I can say with that group of people. Now, let's talk about some cities, Minneapolis being one of those. Here in Dallas, we had it before, about 6-7 years ago, before it went normal SOP, normal standard operating procedures for big firms. Walmart, Target, what is a fancy store that 75, they have some good stuff, supermarket. selected supermarket items where poor people cannot go. When we get the olives and the hams and all the
Whole Foods.
Whole Foods. Whole Food is an upper scale supermarket. Everything is kind of expensive, but there are some things that customers like. I like to eat olives, raw olive from Spain, not from Greece, not from Turkey, but Spain. Lebanon has some, but it's not the same. Palestine has some, but nothing like Spain, which are big. And some salad, a producer like the salads they have over there, but you have to pay. They're not cheap. But when the stores are located in a neighborhood, in a city, in a state that are run by the D's, and shoplifting becomes a epidemic, and then don't want to waste time policing those areas, those stores, because they are from rich corporation. The rich corporation punish the city and the residents. They close shop and they move. They declare the store a loss in the income. At the end of the year, income taxes, and case closed. The population loses. And I have seen how members of the minority population complain what's happening in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and other states that they just close shop and they move. And I also saw this cowboy guy. It was not for Texas. We don't have that issue in Texas yet because we prosecute shoplifting in Texas like crazy. Dallas is kind of special, but now with the new leadership, you're gonna go jail. You're gonna do county jail sometimes. But they had the first Walmart that closed down because they moved from one city nearby to another city to have more location, but they were stealing them blindly. So even the workers were stealing more than the customers. So they had to shut down, so they closed and then they moved. It was a brand new store. It only lasted about 5 years. 5-6 years. Again, the area was not that bad. It was more like industrial area, but they had some apartments nearby. So that's a problem, guys. And it's a problem in neighborhood. It's a problem with some cities. It's a problem with some states. This is why you see some states having more money than other states, because the way that the dealership, excuse me, that's another problem. Car dealership, used car dealership, they're all going belly up, or most of them going belly up. But when the state has a good leadership that know what they're doing, usually are industry come to the states because they feel more secure. The school districts are more in tune with the program of the state. Now let me explain something to you, since I was in education for 22 plus years. Education is not run by the federal government. Whoever tells you that here in the USA is a stupid, brainless idiot. You understand what I'm saying? There are 3 public laws, 3 PL, that forbid any federal officer from getting involved in curriculum, administration, and specifically, I'm missing one more, everyday management. Federal officer, they cannot do anything with school district. The state can take over the school district. As a matter of fact, Texas just took over Houston ISD 4 days ago, 5 days ago. Now, what was the problem with Houston? Houston got one school in a black neighborhood, one high school. They have been in the low performing list for over 5 years. But one school in a black neighborhood is not strong enough of a case for the state to come and take the whole district. Remember, a school district sometimes even go 2-3 cities. And if you got a city that do the homework, do the business, parents are more involved, even bilingual ESL students are more involved, the state doesn't cannot take over because there's no reason, because the school that is bad is the one in this city over there in a poor neighborhood, minority. So that has nothing to do with two cities down there, which they're doing real good. But in this case, there were two other problems. So they had three big problems. The black high school was case number one, or reason number one. Second reason was that they were messing with special education students' money. Okay, that's a no-no. You do not touch money in education like it was general. What is it that the city consider general funding? You have the general education funding on your right hand. That's for general education. You have a lingo ESL education, which is on the left hand, that has nothing to do with this money. And please don't be stupid to commingle the money, because you just committed a crime called misappropriation of funds. And that's a crime that puts you in jail. Case in point, Dr. Gonzalez, Dallas ISD. And she had a PhD, but she was stupid enough. She got caught. She put some time in the state penitentiary. And the third problem that they find is, remember, Houston is a number, the eighth largest district and octavo distrito escolar of the USA. 200,000 kids. 200,000 kids. So each member of the school board has an area that they represent. Could be a Latino area, poor area, Mexican area, could be a Anglo area, black area, very poor black area, and other minorities area, like Minnesota. They have a lot of African people from, what is a congresswoman that always wear that, not a sharp, but little material over her head? Ethiopia. There's a lot of Ethiopians in Minnesota, and they got enough that they can elect one of them, American Ethiopia, to the U.S. Congress. Some people don't like it, but that's how the U.S. government form is right here. And if you live in New York, you actually have shisa to do with how they run in Minnesota. U.S. laws applies to all the states. Or you go wait, like Texas is doing right now. Texas House Bill 3596 is still in contention to be passed. We don't know yet. But that's not the way it is. So the problem with each district was that instead of having, for a work order, for buying materials, whatever material they need to buy, instead of having one PO across the district so anybody can bid into the project, they went to that area and that area company only. That's a no-no, guys. Not when you're dealing with public funds. Not when you're dealing with public funds. Everybody has to be involved. Black, blue, green, brown, rose, rainbow colors. All the groups have to apply for the order. I know some of you might not like it, but that's the law here in Texas. Don't come to Texas if you don't like it. If you're in Texas and you don't like it, then you're more than welcome to come back home. So the state had no other choice to take over because they're breaking the rules 3 times. And the superintendent of Houston ISD, having a EDD, understanding how the law works, he automatically said, I step aside. TEA, Texas Education Agency, would pick somebody that they know to be the acting superintendent, and they will run the program. In 30 days or so, they will have a special election to pick each board member for the district in each area. If you live in area A, you can now run in area C or D. That's also crooked, and we don't do that here in Texas. You live in area B, then you run for area B board member, board seat, okay? There's a lot. He is not anything a large member of the board. That's BS. That's wrong, and we don't do that. Some cities do that, but not a school district. So Texas took over of the largest school district in Texas because they're misbehaving. Stay low. I know some of you from others say, well, what is taking about? Because this is our law. Texas law. Now, thinking about saying law and having this other issue that I read yesterday, I was laughing my tail off and say, how stupid can these people be? The International Criminal Court bypassed the Interpol, which again, the Interpol has something like about 190, 180 some countries that have signed an agreement that they have their own Interpol in the country. They abide by the international Interpol laws, and they talk to all the Interpol in each country, and they agree, disagree. Even in the US we have Interpol, not the FBI. Interpol. The FBI cannot do jack outside the FBI cannot do nothing outside the USA. Nothing. And to make the problem even worse, those service people, they are bilingual. They cannot go to Latin America, they cannot in East Asia, they cannot go to Europe because they don't speak the language. So how in heaven are you going to investigate in English? Tell me that. But that's how some people, it's like, did you finish high school, man? Did you learn government? Did somebody teach you about politics, geopolitics? You know that the law of a country ends at the border, and if it's 12 miles away from the coast, that's international waters. It's in international rules. Talking about international rules, when those pilots, the Russian pilots, hit the U.S. drone, the Reaper, it was not within the 12 nautical miles. It was less than that. This is why they found parts already, and they're looking for the main body. How do I know that we're inside water? You look at the pictures, the whole wide pictures, not the little bit that they were showing you. And even in the little bit that they were showing you, can see the coastline. Now, somehow, somewhere, they were saying that that Reaper was in Turkey. Come on, guys, don't be stupid. You think everybody else in the world is as stupid as you are? That Reaper was spying on the Crimea Peninsula. They were caught. Actually, they were even breaking international aviation rules because you have to have the transponder on. Even a student pilot understands that when you look in the back and make sure the light is on in the beacon. That's a transponder. Because you cannot fly without a transponder. That's criminal. Criminal civil aviation laws. But the Air Force did it. Nothing flies around Russia. Not even a fly can fly around the area without them knowing. So they got busted, the airplane touched the prop, and then it went down. Now, the part that bothers me as a Mickey Mouse pilot with less than 500 hours, the Reaper got a 20 meters long from left to right wing that glides. But in this case, it did not glide. Even a Cessna 150, 155 can glide. And the wings are not that long. So why the remote pilot couldn't do that is a question that we need to ask. I mean, they did the electronic weapons on the little Reaper. Who knows? But without any doubt, they were spying. And they were shut down. And then the order and the security guy, the charge of the Senate, Russian copy of the Senate, said, hey, don't send anything else over here because you're going to get shut down. The information is going to give it to the Ukrainian, therefore you become part of the war and you become part of the enemy and we're going to shoot you down. So the Russian point blank already told the USA, don't do it no more. So, we have an issue also with the banking system that a lot of people are clueless. They don't even know what is happening because they don't understand finance, they don't understand business. China is not buying anything from the USA. They're not buying T-bills, treasury bills. They're not buying foreign debt. They're not helping the USA no more. Now, some of you might not like this word, helping. That's right. They said go to hell or drop dead. So the U.S. has to sell this stuff to somebody. Janet Yellen made a specific flight to Japan to talk to the Japanese Prime Minister, who they were selling the T-bills at discount rate because they needed the money to help the local money, the local yen. It was dropping like a rock, so they needed extra cash to support the yen. Janet Yellen goes, no, you cannot sell it. You know that was it? Here, Miss Jelly, this is my country, this is my money. I have to protect my people. I don't care about you people. But this is the mentality right now we have in the White House and all the department office. The sick problem, me first. Boom, problem. Now, I'll leave it a joke for you. Fiji Islands in Cambodia has applied for the BRICS. Guys, if you start checking the marks of the countries that wanted to join the BRICS, it's becoming as big as the UN. That's a serious financial problem for the beast, for us, because we cannot trade any longer with those countries, because they will get a very favorable option with the BRIC members. They don't tell you what to do. They don't tell you how to invest your money. They don't tell you what to grow, what not to grow. They don't tell you what to do with your money. So, do yourself a favor and start reading outside the box. Here in the US, we got some good people, professors, college professors, breaking it down. Of course, they are on the leaning left. They are not these, they are not ours, they are not I's. They are professors that are teaching the people, hey, wake up, because very soon you will have no country. These idiots that are running the place just tore the whole thing up, like it's happening right now. So I'm going to stop it over here because I don't want it too long. Start reading, people. Start reading outside the box. Go to YouTube and pay attention. The title better be professor, or better be PhD, or better be EDD. Don't pay attention to the idiots on the local TV, as the New Yorkers call it. Don't put any attention on the United States Prostitute Corp, because they lie. Producer, what's the name of the guy about MSNBC that told buy the Valley Bank stock, and the next day, the next week, boom, it went down. Jamie Kramer, wasn't it? And now he was saying Thursday, that they shouldn't buy Bitcoin. What's the price of Bitcoin now? Is it going down or is it going up? You need to start reading outside the U.S. I'm not even going to talk to you about Christine Lagarde, what she did, the 5 points up, and how the German, the Spanish, and French stock market went shoo, straight down. So now you cannot say that the economy went south, because the south is okay. The Africans, the Latin America, we okay. The problem is the north is going kaput. Okay, guys. Start reading. Behave. Get your money close to you. Get your passport ready. If you have money, just in case you have to run. Okay? Talk to you later. Adios.